She's a woman. She's colored. Therefore, she's got to be good. That's wild, because this man was not even in the United States in the 1950s. He was back in Hungary, I believe. Jackson Lahmeyer, the head of Pastors for Trump and a former GOP candidate for U.S. Senate in Oklahoma, posted back on July 3rd on X that both Joe and the hoe gotta go. He responded to critics of his sexist attack with rejoinders like, the biblical term is whore if you feel safer with that word, adding that harlot is also another option, haha.
But according to Republicans, this isn't racism. And actually, it's the left who are racist.
The real racists.
They think that anything is racist. And that's the type of thinking that provided us with this wonderful gem from Trump's VP pick, J.D. Vance, on Monday, where he was clearly workshopping some material that absolutely failed to land, and also continued to show the country what a freak he really is.
Weird little freak.
Democrats say that it is racist to believe, well, they say it's racist to do anything. I had a Diet Mountain Dew yesterday and one today. I'm sure they're going to call that racist too, but it's good. I love you guys.
And we just have to share the best response to J.D. Vance and his Diet Mountain Dew from Dan Sheehan. Diet Mountain Dew is such a cursed beverage. Mountain Dew is a carbonated bacchanal, a celebration of excess and mankind's hubris. To try and enjoy it at no caloric cost to oneself incurs a karmic debt.
It is weird. I don't think I've ever seen anyone drink a Diet Mountain Dew.
It's bizarre.
That's two different things you're trying to do at once. So yeah, incredible. But getting back to J.D. Vance and his campaign for vice president, just watch any of the footage of J.D. Vance speaking at recent events. And folks, it's clear. The man is completely lacking in the Riz department.
This man has no Riz.
No Riz. Rizless. He's also way out of his league and is a total phony who hated Trump's guts when it was politically and monetarily advantageous for him to do so. Now he has reversed course for the exact same reasons. He's incredibly intertwined with Peter Thiel, who is financially backing the Trump ticket, along with Elon and a bunch of other freaks from the tech space. Just the worst people you know all agree. J.D. Vance is their guy. Also, did you see Elon Musk on Jordan Peterson this week?
I figured you were going to talk about it on Tech News Day, but yeah, it's very clear where this all started from.
Yeah, he says some like really fucked up shit about his
own child.
His own child. Yeah, I mean, really just, I feel bad for Elon's daughter, but at the same time, hearing him just come out and say it like this, probably pretty validating, because it's like, now you see why I don't want anything to do with this man. Yeah. Why I legally changed my last name.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be associated with him. He talks about his trans kid literally as if the kid is dead.
Yeah. But
it's fucking weird. And it really, this is where it all started, I think.
As far as the rest of the tech weirdos go, they are extremely wealthy, and they want policies that help to grow that wealth. And it's as simple as that. Yeah.
Anyway, that's why you're seeing all the weird tech bros changing their profile pictures to like deep red icons with glowing eyes. They're forming an alliance and are donating millions upon millions of dollars directly to the Trump campaign through a political action committee called America PAC, which is the one that Elon personally committed $45 million a month to. So, listen, you're not voting for Kamala Harris. You're not voting for Joe Biden.
You're voting against Elon Musk.
If you need an excuse here, just think about how sad Elon Musk and Mark Andreessen and Peter Thiel and all these fucking ghouls will be if the tens of millions of dollars they donate to Donald Trump is all for nothing.
Also, it'll make Donald Trump extremely mad.
Yeah. It'll make all the worst people in the world really sad and mad.
Yeah.
Which is entertaining in itself. It's like when Joe Biden won the first time, the streets of LA were flooded. It was a party out on the streets, and not a single person out there was like, hell yeah, Joe Biden. No, they were happy that Trump
lost. Not under a Trump presidency.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is, like, I know a lot of people are going to have problems with Kamala.
Very valid.
But we got to be pragmatic about this. It is quite clear what the better choice is for humanity in general.
One of these two people is going to be president.
Yeah. Also, just to throw this in here to remind everyone of what is actually on the line and further proof that Republicans have already thrown out the whole unity playbook in favor of their old standards. Here's Senator from Ohio, George Lang, already advocating for a new civil war if Donald Trump loses.
Fight! 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 We got time. Come on. Donald Trump and Butler County's J.D. Vance are the last chance to save our country politically. I'm afraid if we lose this one, it's going to take a civil war to save the country, and it will be saved.
As for Donald Trump himself, well, he seems to be doing a little bit of workshopping on his own. He has spent much of the past 24 hours attempting to latch on to something about Harris that'll work for his base, or at least something that isn't just pure unfiltered racism or sexism. There's plenty of that as well, though. But here's some of his official statements from the past day or so. So, we are forced to spend time and money on fighting crooked Joe Biden. He polled badly after having a terrible debate and quits the race. Now we have to start all over again. Shouldn't the Republican Party be reimbursed for fraud in that everyone around Joe, including his doctors and the fake news media, know he wasn't capable of running for or being president? Just asking.
Wow. Just watching the fake news, and they're doing their very best to turn the worst president in the history of our country into a brilliant and heroic leader. He was heroic because he quit.
He's not wrong.
And to turn dumb as a rock Kamala Harris from a totally failed and insignificant vice president into a future great president. No, it just doesn't work that way.
What is a failed vice president? What does that mean?
No idea. I guess he has the first one. It's Mike Pence. Because he failed to do exactly what Trump wanted him to do.
But that's just like, I mean, I feel like in comparison to Mike Pence, Kamala's been a pretty solid VP. She didn't almost get killed by fans of the president.
But then there's this one where a pro-Trump account goes after the newly redesigned Kamala HQ account, saying the following. This account is living unburdened by what has been. And the response to this is very telling. This user said, drop the usage of that phrase now. They're going to spin that into marketing for her campaign. They've been creating TikTok videos of her saying that over Charlie XCX songs, and Gen Z loves it.
Yeah, no, like, I would assume that one of the factors with Biden was the fact that, especially over the last couple days, we've seen big names in Republican politics very openly be like, no.
You can't drop out.
You can't drop out. It would be the worst thing. We'd be so fucked if he dropped out.
Yeah.
Please don't let him do that. So yeah, that's where we're at. Unburdened, living in the context. We will have more for you this week, but historic times indeed. Also, right before we started filming, we saw that Pop Crave, the only reputable name in news, announced that Kamala is now officially the party's presumptive nominee after winning enough support from delegates. So it is funny that all this talk is like, oh, it's going to be chaos. Oh, the Democratic Party is going to implode. And
most
like,
incredible fundraising in 24 hours.
Yeah.
All the unions are getting behind her. All of the Democrats are getting behind her.
Less than 2 days, we've got this shit sorted.
We got the delegates behind her. I mean, it's historic. It's iconic. The vibes are immaculate. Base is energized. It's not perfect, but it's good enough. Let's go.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Yeah.
Sure. Fine.
We're all gonna be bumping that.
Bumping what?
That.
Brat?
Yeah. The Brat album.
Okay. Did you learn the dance?
No, I forgot it because you're supposed to learn it. I did it the other day.
I only have room in my head for one dance, and it's the High Hopes dance.
Anyways, never thought I'd fight side by side with the K-High. What about side by side with a friend? I could do that. Just had to get that one in there. Anyways, please give our video a like. It's the easiest, most loving thing that you can do for our channel. It literally takes 1 second to click the like button, and it helps us very, very much. So thank you to everyone who's clicking the like button. If you want to financially support the channel, there's the join button right there. You can become a contributing member. And of course, popping up over here.
Yeah, if you want to go back in time for some reason to the time before we fell out of that coconut tree, check it out.
If you want to go back up in the coconut tree, we got 2 videos for you over there about other unprecedented times. Check those out, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Dude, I'm invested in Bashar. I think Bashar al-Assad, the Lion of Kentucky, he would be a phenomenal VP pick. That's my top pick, even more than Pritzker, even though I do like Pritzker. Dude, Andy Bashar, bro, he's so white. I mean, chat, give me the photo. Give me the family photo. Send me the family photo, please. I don't want to just show you something about, like, you know, this person is young, he's vibrant, he's dynamic, and most importantly, he has my favorite quality in red state Democrats, which is that he has my favorite quality in red state Democrats, which is where he doesn't back down when it comes to, like, that most Democrats would panic over. That story about trans people coming to the Capitol, the state Capitol, and him, like, taking photos with them, like the Satanist trans people or whatever, his response to that was beautiful, okay? That energy is what is needed in the Democratic Party. Like, this is not a joke. Andy Bashar won twice in a very red state and campaigned on abortion rights while standing up for trans rights. He's perfect for this year and would be a great contrast to Trump and Vance. That is the Lion of Kentucky right there, folks. I'm telling you right now. Look at his family, first of all. God, dude, they are so white. It's like a flashbang. When you click on this photo, it's like it blinded half of my Zoomer audience. Governor Bashar on his re-election and vetoing anti-trans bills. All children are children of God. I was going to stand up for the most marginalized children who didn't deserve either a state legislature or an entire campaign picking on them.
In a lot of ways, but one of the issues that came up was, of course, trans rights. I mean, you did not hesitate to veto a sweeping anti-trans bill passed by the Kentucky state legislature, but your opponents still kind of came after, they also, because of that, probably came after you on that. It didn't work. What does that tell you about the effectiveness of this kind of an attack and, this approach from a lot of Republicans out there?
Well, all children are children of God. That's what my faith teaches me, and I was going to stand up especially for the most marginalized children that didn't deserve either a state legislature or an entire campaign and all these super PACs picking on them. Now, these are individuals that are already at the margins. The studies show suffer more mental health issues, are more at risk for suicide. We ought to be in the suicide prevention business and not further harming kids who are going through too much. I did it because it was the right thing, but I will say that the way these super PACs in my...
I'm so pilled on him, dude. It's not even, it's just, he's such a goated pick. He is so good. And it was that story. It was the story where one of those freaks in his own state legislature that came out and was like, how dare you take a photo with them trans pedophiles? And he just straight up was like, those are Kentuckians, okay? Those are people from the state. Those are my people. They came to the state, and I'm not going to apologize for taking a photo with them. And I would do that every day. And he also demanded that the state legislator apologize to every person that he took a photo with. Governor's photo with drag queens stirs controversy in Kentucky. The Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence, an activist drag troupe, said the controversy has helped further their goal of passing a statewide non-discrimination law. Kentucky Governor Andy Bashar, a Democrat, made history last week when he became the first governor in a state to appear at a rally for a Louisville-based fairness campaign, upholding a campaign promise to support LGBTQ rights. Each year since 1999, when Kentucky's first ever non-discrimination ordinances were passed into law, the City Council of Louisville and Lexington, the fairness campaign has lobbied lawmakers to make such discrimination illegal statewide. Shouldn't we be picking someone who supports policies that would create long-term power for the labor movement and left in general? What's his record on pushing organized labor power? For example, Pritzker got there. Oh, dude, that's no. Pritzker is a phenomenal pick. You're absolutely right on that. I'm just saying, I really like him. I really like his energy. Like, for example, Pritzker got the right to collective bargaining in the Illinois Constitution. Social issues are important, but I don't think this is quite enough for me. I think that as the VP pick, it seems like Kamala Harris, at least in her track record, is like going to be as pro-labor as Biden, which I would say is like fairly pro-labor, if we're being honest. Perhaps even more pro-labor than Biden. Like, there is no indication to me that Kamala Harris is going to be anti-union or anti-labor in a way that like separates her from Joe Biden. Shapiro's terrible. Yes, we agree on that. The VP pick is going to be where the party goes next. Seems like we want the most left-wing person we can get, in my opinion. I agree. I love Pritzker. I would love a big boy ticket. The other reason why I really like Bashir or Bashar, whatever, however you say it, he's decent, I think, on labor, but beyond that, he dismantled the charter school efforts in Kentucky as governor and openly stood on business on that front as well. And like Pritzker is one, a billionaire. I like him a lot. He's very likable. His instincts are good. And I think more importantly, my turning moment on Pritzker was when he like tweeted that pro-trans thing that was like really goofy, but it was like obviously a bad thing to tweet. But he like, but it was so obvious that his heart was in the right place. It's so obvious to me that he is like the type of person that is genuinely earnest and is not like a political machine person. However, he's in Illinois. The reason why I like Bashar is that Kentucky is deep red and he sticks it to the Republicans. Maybe I'm being too much of a Democratic Party guy when I say this, but I think one of the things that I absolutely despise. Oh, it was this tweet. Yes, you found it. As a protest against Trump's rescinding protections for trans kids, everyone should use the other gender's bathroom today. Hashtag protect trans kids. Like, that's such a stupid thing to tweet out, but it's like so obvious that this was not focus group polled and tested, right? He just he fired that off himself. Okay, that's a genuine take, and I get the spirit of the take. I get the energy that he placed on it, and I like it. Was not being literal, but I think today and every day we should be standing up for all our kids. Hashtag resist Trump. So one of the reasons why I really like Bashar, I'm gonna keep calling him Bashar. Please stop yelling at me. One of the reasons why I really like him is because, like I said, one of the aspects that's lost in the Democratic Party and rarely ever occurs is a red state Democrat, or any kind of Democrat really, that sticks it to the Republicans, but especially a red state Democrat. Red state Democrats are propped up for being ideologically fluid, and I hate that. I hate that. I despise that to the bottom of my soul. I despise it. It's cowardly. It's bad. It's not a good idea at all. And I despise it. He does not do that, and I think that's really important. I just do not trust Southern Democrats. They're usually anti-labor. I don't think Bashar is anti-labor. Let's see. I mean, he backed the UAW strike. He went to the picket line. He went to the picket, I'm pretty sure. Here's a post from him saying, unions are the backbone of our economy, helping our Kentucky workers' lives better, live better lives through promising careers. It was great to meet with the smart local 110 sheet metal workers to talk about the wins we're seeing and how we can work together to keep building on our progress. Here's how he is with the UAW. Unions have helped build our country and raise the standard of living and quality of life for workers. The fact that he's also anti-charter school is huge. Like that is probably an even bigger indication that he is pro-labor, because we all know that like the real reason for charter schools, aside from segregating schools, is specifically to abolish teachers unions in this country at a time when, you know, they're already diminished. As Attorney General, he spoke out against right to work, and he's phenomenally popular. One of the most popular governors, and that's from the Kentucky State AFL-CIO. Like I said, these are the reasons why I am Bashar pilled. Here's the AFL-CIO also writing in 2023 November, if we don't have Bashar back in there, we won't have a firewall anymore. I'm so scared that they're gonna go with Pete Buttigieg, though. Now that's a motherfucker who's not pro-labor. He doesn't have the instinct. He only fights in a way that appeals to liberals. He's just he is basically our JD Vance. He's got more charisma than JD Vance, but that's not saying much because JD Vance is like a Donald Trump Jr. style pick. That would be terrible. Do you remember on the picket line he sounded like a strikebreaker spy? I know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, he's a McKenzie guy. No shot. No shot, even though he can stand on the side deal that he cut as labor or not as labor, as transportation secretary with the railroad companies, that the railroad unions were pretty positive on overall. It wasn't the best deal, but it wasn't the best deal, but it definitely wasn't bad, and it was, you know, broadly popular by the railroad unions. He could say that, but even then, I don't trust him at all. If he didn't have a hostile supermajority in Kentucky legislature, do you think he'd be as gung-ho about his leftist policies? That's actually an interesting question. I think yes, because why would he be gung-ho right now about his leftist policies with an incredibly hostile red supermajority? He's the governor. He can just be like, well, my hands are tied. Do you see what I'm saying? Like if he thought personally that like there is a good reason for him to be kind of wishy-washy on a lot of these like leftist policies, he could so easily just say, well, my hands are tied. Look at what I'm working with. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of this man. Like, as far as I've seen, he seems like a really, really solid choice. Pete is a great choice. No, he's not. You just saw one tweet and you're going along with it. If President Biden drops out, this is our best ticket. Kamala Harris, a career prosecutor versus convicted felon, a Midwestern mayor and Secretary of Transportation who's created hundreds of thousands of blue collar jobs versus a Midwestern first-term senator who's done nothing. No. Bashar absolutely destroys Pete Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg doesn't read as like a Midwesterner anyway. He reads in the same exact way that JD Vance reads, a liberal institutionalist. Like, I don't even care. Like, people will say, oh, well, also Pete's gay. And there's already a woman, a black and Indian woman on the ticket. So we need like a heterosexual white guy, like a really white guy, right? That's not even a thing for Pete, I don't think. Pete doesn't even read as gay. Let's be real. I mean, they'll say like homophobic shit to him, but like, that's not even a question. My criticisms of Pete Buttigieg come from the fact that even from like a vibes-based attitude, I think he reads as like a smug liberal. He doesn't have like he doesn't have like good retail politician instincts at all. Biden, at least at his best, was a solid retail politics guy. He's not very good at that. He's too much of a well-read, oralist, rizless, annoying, smarmy Democrat. Yeah, he's bland and irritating. Pete Buttigieg would never tweet about how because of our interest in protecting trans people, everyone should go use the the opposite gender's bathroom today. He would never do such a thing. Okay, he's exactly the type of dude who focus groups every single god tweet and message. He's got a focus group happening in the back of his mind at all times. He's a McKinsey guy. But yeah, he's pro-union. He's spoken out against right to work. He's eviscerated charter schools in his state. He's goated.
People don't like that. That is not who we are. And this ought to be a message that you can't scapegoat people just to get folks angry. And it's wrong. Right? Think about what some people are doing, trying to dehumanize other human beings, trying to turn people against each other, to even...
Like, my dream would be something between Gretchen Whitmer, J.B. Pritzker, and Bashar. I think, like, those three are pretty solid. Obviously, I wouldn't go with Kamala Harris. Like, she's not my top pick for this at all. But Kamala Harris is going to be the nominee. You know what I mean? She's going to be the nominee for the Democratic Party. So, and Gretchen Whitmer is not running for VP, and I don't even think she'd be good on the VP slot for this ticket in general.
Anyway, foster hate and anger towards another American here, another Kentuckian. Why? So you can elect one more person that has a certain letter behind their name? Listen, this can't be right and left. Some things have to be basic right and wrong, and we've got to get our politics back to where we ask the basic question of right and wrong. There's got to be limits. I mean, this can't be a ruleless type of game because it's so much more than a game. Ask any of these kids.
This is him talking about running on and winning on a pro-trans message in Kentucky, okay? And like in 2023, he was voted as one of the most popular governors in the country, okay?
And joining us now is the Democratic governor of the state of Kentucky, Andy Beshear. Governor, thanks for being with us. First, your reaction to the news that came down yesterday of President Biden stepping.
You will get a better understanding of why I like him, and I'm gonna be blazing him up again, by the way, from this point out.
Aside, and secondly, do you endorse Kamala Harris at the top of the ticket?
Well, thank you for having me this morning. I'm excited to fully endorse Vice President Harris as for the next president of the United States. The Vice President is smart and strong, which will make her a good president. But she's also kind and has empathy, which can make her a great president. And the contrast between her and those running on the other side couldn't be clearer. J.D. Vance calls pregnancy arising from rape inconvenient. No, it's just plain wrong. He suggests that women should stay in abusive relationships. Listen, a domestic abuser isn't a man, he's a monster, and no one should support anyone having to stay in those relationships. So the vice president is ready. She has my full endorsement. I'm going to do everything I can to support her.
All right. Does he have the charisma for the job? Yes. Yes, I do think so. Dude, he is he's Wonder Bread. He's quiet as hell. He even has a twang, okay? But more importantly, he's one of the most popular governors in the country in a deep red state like Kentucky. He's got twang, he's got swag, he fights hard for things that he believes. How do you think Bashar would do in a debate against J.D. Vance? I think he'd cook him. I think he would absolutely cook him.
So, Governor, would you then be open to the possibility of being a running mate to Vice President Harris?
Well, let me first say I love my job. I love serving the people of Kentucky. The only way I would consider something other than this current job is if I believed I could further help my people and to help this country. I also think, whether I'm asked for that or not, that it's important to be out there, contrasting the vice president and those that she is running against.
So as vice president, you undoubtedly would be able to help your own people. Surya, are you at least open to the possibility of being a running mate to Vice President Harris?
Well, I think if somebody calls you on that, what you do is at least listen. And I want the American people to know what a Kentuckian is and what they look like, because let me just tell you that J.D. Vance ain't from here. Now, the nerve that he has to call the people of Kentucky, of Eastern Kentucky, lazy. Listen, these are the hardworking coal miners that powered the Industrial Revolution, that created the strongest middle class the world has ever seen, powered us through 2 world wars.
Yeah, that's why he's great. As a perfect counter for Vance, and I hope they see that. He's a real one. He's the guy. He's the method. He's the movement. I think he's the best possible guy. I really like Pritzker as well, but the major reason why I like him is because he's not in Illinois. He's in Kentucky. And at a time when so many Democrats in the Democratic Party that are in red states behave like cowardly Joe Manchin stereotypes. He breaks that mold and never stands down, never compromises on his perspective, especially when it comes to the endless, relentless attacks against some of the most marginalized Kentuckians. I really like that. So they won't pick him? No, I think they could. I think they would. And the reason why I think so is because he also hits the optics angle really well. He is one of the most popular governors in the country in Kentucky.
So, Governor, you've been able to win an election there in a state that overwhelmingly went for Donald Trump. So with that in mind, what should some of the messages be from the Democratic ticket going forward, whether you're on it or not, as it tries to paint this contrast with Donald Trump?
Well, what we've got to do is have a message for everyone. What we see from former President Trump are division and trying to rile one group up against others. My faith tells me that's wrong. The golden rule says we love our neighbor as ourselves.
Hallelujah, baby. He said, my fate tells me that's wrong. Dude, anytime somebody's like, yo, what about this guy? I just want to show them his family photo, his Merry Christmas photo. That's like a flashbang grenade, okay? This dude is a faith build. He is the whitest motherfucker out there. He's got a southern twang. He is OP, okay?
Self and the parable of the Good Samaritan says everyone is our neighbor. So how about a unifying message that can bring people together and move us past this boiling point in our country? How about we focus on the things that matter most to people when they wake up in the morning? Because when people wake up in the morning, they're thinking about their job and whether they make enough money to support their family. They're thinking about their next doctor's appointment for themselves.
By the way, another thing you have to remember, he's not even doing the bullshit calls for unity that Democrats love doing, or bipartisanship. He's literally saying, we got to focus on shit that matters for everyday Americans. None of this fake chaos and division caused by the Republicans. He's hitting Republicans. He's calling them out for culture war talking points. And he's basically bringing it back to policies. This is what you hear from the likes of Bernie Sanders. This is also part of the reason why Bernie Sanders, for the 600 years that he's been in office, has seen as like broadly popular and real, like earnest. He's doing that right now. This conversation is phenomenal. It's not a fake call for bipartisanships. It's not a fake call for Republicans to be a stronger party. It's not even fucking calling the question at the top of the hour ad break and trying to unify against it at the top of the hour by saying, hey, listen, if you don't want to see those ads, just like the rest of the community, all you need to do is subscribe. He reads as wholesome, very Christian. I'm telling you, he would be cooking, okay? He went on a pro-trans message in Kentucky twice. Pro-abortion and pro-trans. And now he's or never popular. Like, you You don't understand what that means.
Themselves, their parents, their kids. They're thinking about the roads and bridges they're going to drive on that day. They're thinking about the public safety in their community, and they're thinking about the school they're dropping their kids off at. That's what most people worry about. And if we can't satisfy that, they don't get to whatever the issue of the day is in Washington, D.C.
Pro-union, anti-charter school, pro-LGBTQ rights, uncompromising, insanely Southern. He's perfect.
Is it important in this moment to cross the aisle even? To really make this about the future of our democracy as we know it? Whether it be George W. Bush or military leaders along with the Obamas and the Clintons, how much, Governor, is at stake in this election?
Well, a lot is at stake. And let me say it's always important to cross the aisle because those are our neighbors. Those are our friends, and we can't let ourselves become so divided because we checked a box that said D or R when all of us are unique. We're made up of the experiences of our lives, and we have different views, even if we're a member of a same party. And so we've got to make sure that we have that dialogue, and we've got to give people the ability, the permission to vote for whoever they think is going to be the best candidate. You know, partisanship is now everywhere. From the car you drive to the beer you drink, you're supposed to pick a side, and we just...
Oh, I'm gonna nut. I'm gonna nut. I'm gonna nut. I'm gonna nut. Oh, he even brought the beer. Oh my God, he's doing the Bud Light memes. Oh my God, I'm nutting. Oh, if I'm in Kentucky, I'm like, that's right. That's my goddamn governor, man. He's right about that. What has become of this goddamn country?
Copy. Joining the attack.
Team deathmatch. No need to keep a low profile. 3, 2, 1. Eliminate all hostiles. No need to interrogate anybody.
Sticky grenade! Out!
Tango dispatch.
Scanning for hostiles.
So I'm Alex. You guys probably, I guess a lot of people here remember or knew who he was or know about him. He was a pretty big commentary guy. So his girlfriend, Alex, came out recently claiming he physically and emotionally abused her and destroyed her property. Also, trigger warning, big time.
Yeah.
For the rest of this.
Yeah, this one is pretty wild.
So if you want to skip it, definitely do that. Go to the bar on the bottom and say, I don't think so today, bucko, which is totally fine. I don't blame you.
Specifically for like intense emotional abuse, basically. And
yeah,
threats of physical violence and stuff.
And clips and stuff of that. So
yeah.
For everybody else.
That's coming.
Alice released a video, audio logs, and 82 pages of statements detailing the allegations, including derogatory terms used by Alex and threats of physical violence, available in a Google Drive folder. This girl put together an 82, forget 14 pages. 82 pages, man. Here is some recorded incidents. So she recorded calls, video calls, texts. I mean, she's got everything, man. In one video, Alex is heard threatening to physically harm her during a Discord call.
This operation's already underway. Get to work. I'll brief you on the go.
Doesn't sound great.
I'm a fucking whore mouth bitch retard.
Is it general? Why is with everybody saying the R word?
I know.
Well, that just to be clear, he was listing all of the things that he was screaming at her. In this clip that you're pulling up, it's an edited version with the chat censored because there was a lot of words that you can't show on YouTube.
People were watching this? This was not
No, this is leaked. This is leaked.
But what was the chat?
It was there. It's not a chat. They're just having a call through Discord.
This operation's
This is like a
already
private phone
underway.
call, essentially.
Get to work.
Okay.
I'll brief you on the
He
go.
says the R word a lot in the screenshots.
And then the written text, what stuff is
There was lots of, he was calling her the C word a lot, which you can't say on YouTube.
Not enough.
I know everybody says it constantly in the UK and everything, but YouTube is not like that word.
Yeah, those are covered.
Okay.
So we censored.
Probably because
This
you're just fucking
operation's
brain
already
dead.
underway.
Yeah, I'm
Get to
very
work.
brain
I'll
dead,
brief
yeah.
you on
Is
the
that
go.
why you decided to go on the fucking offensive instead of the maybe? Okay. I don't know what to call what you did. It was weird. It's always weird. You always take the fucking weird route. Just do the normal route, which is just do the normal route, but a normal girlfriend.
You're
would do.
acting
So
like
I
this is
didn't
all
mean
just
it.
me, and that's something you really need to fucking fix.
I'm gonna fucking bash your fucking head against the wall with a brick.
Dude, what?
Quite an escalation.
Do you want to take that back at any point? Whoa.
God damn. That kind of rage where you can't contain yourself too scares me a lot.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he has to hit the mic. That's scary. That's scary.
Yeah. She's like, he might actually do that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to accuse him, but if he can't contain himself sitting in front of a computer screen, who the fuck knows?
What did she even say that ticked him off?
Nothing.
You always take the fucking weird route. Just do the normal route, which is
We're winning.
just do the
Keep
normal
it up,
route, but a
agent.
normal girlfriend.
You're
would do.
acting like
I
this is
didn't
all
mean
just
it.
me, and that's something you really need to fucking
Bro, what?
fix.
Yeah, and what if she was in front of him?
Because this one, genuinely, this one, you fucked this. Royally fucked this.
All right. I'm Alex, everybody.
There he is.
More like I'm an asshole. You'd be like, I'm abusive. Or like, I'm done making YouTube videos forever.
Right. Yeah, probably all those things.
You know what? I'm done making videos. Should do a collab with Do Better.
Right. Yeah.
Jake Do Better.
Take no prisoners, agent.
There's something in the names. It's a verb.
You're fishing.
Yeah.
Fishing. Yeah. They both get it.
They both been
I
modified.
can't imagine. So sorry. I just can't imagine like how painful it probably was for her to go back and like pull all of the screenshots, pull all of the clips, and like consolidate it.
I mean, shout out though. She definitely got it all. Why is it that all these YouTubers in per capita have to be more fucked up than the general public, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something.
Yeah.
Okay.
at least a level of like selfishness, like, or like I love to do this.
Just
I love
degeneracy, everything.
Yeah,
Like,
right?
They're scammers, they're abusive. Oh, sorry, I didn't hear. Were you making a joke? What did you say?
Oh no, I was just like, if you're on YouTube, you want people to see. I feel like that's already a skewed population of people who want their lives to be seen.
Right.
Like, all the
I
time.
think the people that are comfortable, you know, putting themselves out there in video form and creating content and like stuff like that, not universally by any means, hopefully nobody here, but like Olivia was saying, that it will attract a certain subset of the population that is more prone to personality.
That makes sense.
Like this.
You have to be. There needs to be a little bit of arrogance in you.
A little bit of narcissism.
To put yourself on camera.
Right.
Certainly. Not me, obviously.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we are on YouTube right now, so I don't want to be. I mean,
there are
universally here.
great people on YouTube.
Of course, of course.
People who are very good at being seen and are not abusers.
Right.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I think what I found interesting with this case, or unsettling, or I don't know what the word is for it, but I wasn't super familiar with I'm Alex, but I spoke to those of you who are. Allie also said that she used to watch his content back in the day, and the impression that everybody seemed to have is, you know, these commentary YouTubers, a lot of it attracts a toxic crowd or whatever. He seemed far from the worst. And I skimmed some of his content, and even going back to some of his older videos, they seemed relatively balanced. It didn't seem too incendiary. And that's why, you know, sometimes when you see, you just never know, like, who's like this in private, you know what I mean? Like, even cheery, you know, very sociable people.
I certainly wouldn't expect him to be this fucked up.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
That's super. What? Like what? Should I read these? Are these interesting? Here's some of the texts that she brought out. Let's see. I mean, how do you top what we just watched?
He says he says KYS.
Yeah,
Yes,
a lot
he
of
does.
KYS, a lot of die, just repeating die over and over again. Yeah.
So
pretty
he
wild.
says, idiot, talk, you text like our R word, call me. You say everything wrong on text because you're blank stupid.
Effing stupid.
Oh, so call me. Bye. You win. Okay. F off then. Die. Wow. Die. You don't have any grip on this. Stupid woman, I don't want you. Go away. I want to be alone. Okay, whatever.
You get the idea.
Yeah.
It's just a lot.
Dumb whore, he called her.
She was subjected to a lot of abuse.
You're a shit girlfriend, genuinely bad at it. Emotionally level of a effing brick. Just say yes, you dumb whore. Jesus.
Yeah.
Sick.
You're a bad, alrighty. Good time.
Yeah, not so much.
Here, when you should lay down like a good dog, you don't have to do it. Wait, what? I didn't see this one. Another private call moment.
When it actually matters, when you should lay down like a good fucking dog, you don't fucking do it. You fight for some reason. I don't know why you fight, because you're losing, because you end up admitting that you fucked it all up anyway. So it's just fucking weird. And I know that you're going to end up admitting that you fucked it all up.
Why are you in a relationship? Like, you don't have to be in the, like, you guys are not, you don't have to do this.
All right. Yeah.
He's like, I hate you. Lay down like a dog.
Yeah. It always leads me to believe that he enjoys doing it. You know, he doesn't have to put himself in that situation, but he chooses to do.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
He does revel in it. There was no, like, recall when he was told, it said, like, I want to smash your head in the wall. There was no, like, oh, I got to take a minute.
Right.
It went too far.
Yeah, no.
He naturally segued out of that one. Alex. Class act.
It's so interesting because all his content was like he was somewhat of a moral warrior. Like he called people out for things way less significant than this.
Right.
That is interesting. That is interesting, yeah.
For some reason. I don't know why you fight, because you're losing, because you end up admitting that you
Why do you want your significant other to lay down like a dog? Like, what do you?
Not one of those ops where you avoid contact.
Why do you defend yourself? I'm Alex. Further demeans his girlfriend, says he's a famous internet celebrity. No,
the enemy team.
he
Right in your
used that in an
wheelhouse,
argument.
Go get some hugs.
That's something, man. Let's see.
like massive issues there, and you think you can just fucking ignore them because like, well, what's the worst that can happen? I don't know. Your boyfriend's a fucking famous internet celebrity and doesn't trust these people.
Bro, you gotta tone it down. Famous internet celebrity? It's not that serious, bud.
Because he has to keep his circle small. Because you might not have anything to fucking lose, because your life might be down the fucking drain, but I still have quite a lot that I would like to fucking give. You're making it incredibly fucking hard for me.
Ironically.
Yeah, irony alert.
He just dug his own, yeah. Guess that, you know. Sorry about the celebrity shit.
Just like Lewis did. I fucking hate all of you. You guys are fucking like I can't make any videos of Paul Breach.
Yeah, this guy's a piece of shit. And I'm glad he's getting exposed. And,
Revenge kill.
what an asshole.
A professional courtesy.
Somebody in the chat said an actual virtue signal.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. That term gets thrown around a lot. This might be a pretty decent example of it, actually.
Does he have any videos against like abusive behavior? I wonder. It's got to, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, his most recent video is JoJo Siwa has a dark secret, and that was about she had a show where the kids that were participating in it were complaining that it was extremely brutal, intense conditions and everything, and he was going on her pretty hard on that one. So, yeah. I mean, obviously, the specifics of that situation are very different.
Close enough.
Right. Right.
Close enough.
Yeah. And that's just his most recent video on his main channel. So that seems to be what a lot of his content.
After moving out, Alice found her personal items like monitor, camera, and keyboard damaged. Oh, they lived together.
Mashed her stuff up.
So that's even worse for her. Oh, he broke all of her shit, huh?
Goddamn.
What a lunatic. Post-breakup, I'm Alex sent mixed messages oscillating between apologies and blame, reflecting on their failed relationship and expressing a desire to reconcile. I'm Alex apology recording. This is a 2-minute edit of an actual 25-minute long apology. Okay.
It wasn't acceptable behavior, like in any way, shape, or form. It was insane. Like, I felt like I could do no wrong. I felt like I was the fucking, you know, oh, look at me, I do all this fucking work, and I do everything, and I try and do this, and, you know, just nobody's appreciative, and, you know, I know you appreciated it, and I know that you appreciated the effort that I used to put in, and...
Appreciate what? That you make YouTube videos?
Effort? In the relationship.
In the relationship?
Yeah, he's crying for her back, basically.
Okay.
Then I just stopped because I had you, and you're my girlfriend, and we lived together, and the more further we got through our relationship, the less effort I put in. And if it wasn't for you leaving, I might never, ever have changed my ways.
It's a pretty tough cycle. You see the love bombing.
Yeah.
Because the shit he said to her, it was like bottom of the
way
barrel.
over the line.
This operation's already underway.
It was not
Get
a
to
lack
work.
of
I'll
effort.
brief
It
you on the
was
go.
an exertion of abusive effort. That is the problem.
Right.
You
Just
weren't inattentive.
A will to dominate and subjugate. Wow.
Such a non-apology.
We're seeing a really clear example of the cycle of abuse here.
And it just, she had the wherewithal to track it all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Listen to you. You were right. It's not your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. I was impossible to work with. I didn't make it easy. I constantly thought inwards about myself and not about you and what was going on. I didn't make any attempts to change. I didn't make any attempts to fix my life. I made excuses. And it got to the point where I wanted to be alone, because if I was alone, nobody could tell me that I was fucking up and I was doing anything wrong. You know, I knew that I didn't deserve to still be with you.
Success.
I blow hot and cold. You've seen me. I'm apologizing 1 minute, shouting the next. Angry 1 minute, please come here, hold me. You know, it's like I just feel like I've been really battling through this very weird thing. But it's not you. It's not your fault. You didn't do
that's
anything
comforting.
wrong. Like, you're not responsible.
It's not, I know I told you I was gonna bash your head in with a brick. I want you to know, that wasn't you. That wasn't your fault. I hope you can accept that.
Responsible for this.
Next time. And just remember.
Not responsible for what happened. You tried your best. Nothing to do with you. It's not because there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, dude, go to therapy, you know what I mean? Like, go do something actually to improve yourself. Don't be fucking bothering her. If you cared, go do therapy, come back a year later or something, I don't know. Alice acknowledges hitting Alex in self-defense during the relationship, but plans to release more evidence if needed for legal proceedings. Alice mentions withholding some evidence for legal reasons, but indicates readiness to publish if further silenced. Since Alex shared
Alice. I know they're really close. You keep crossing the names. Alice, the girlfriend. Since Alice shared her experience.
Since Alice shared her experience, another one of Alex's exes put out a statement yesterday saying it was the most toxic relationship I've ever been in, and I was lucky to get out when I did. Yikes. He has not responded. How long has he had to respond to this? It's been a minute, right?
It's been just a few days. I mean, in internet time, that's an eternity, right?
Yeah.
But it's only been a few days since this all came out.
For real? I feel like it's been more than that.
I think it was this past weekend.
Yeah. And his ex-girlfriend predicted that he's going to put out stuff to make her look bad now, which she admitted to not being innocent and all this, but she said that he brought out the worst in her. So I don't think he'd be that stupid to try and come back. You think so?
He has two options.
You need to work on that explosive ordnance deployment.
Is do nothing and disappear.
Yeah.
I mean, you could do nothing and keep uploading, but I don't think that would work. You could apologize and be like, oh, I'm gonna take some time and work on myself, which is the most mature thing to do. But if you want to keep making videos and if you want to keep your career, the only option is to try to turn the table. And then everyone's like, she was lying and he's fucking, he was right the whole time.
You're close to winning.
Yeah. Well, also in his mind, he's this abusive psycho. In his mind, he probably does think it's her fault.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So he probably does believe that. You know what I mean? So that is probably what he's gonna do.
Heat Burn said right-wing drifter arc incoming. That's the third option. Yep.
Yeah,
lean into it. Yeah, I did all that and I was right.
He's like, man. Anyway, sorry about that. Well, let's talk about trans people.
Right.
Good job,
The
Agent.
Crowder.
Yeah. Right.
But that's it. I wanted to fill y'all in. So I'm Alex. Everyone's talking about it, so there it is.
There it is. It's unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Another one bites the dust.
Yeah.
But I'm glad she got out and she's okay. Same with his other ex.
So much love to Alice.
Yeah. And just remember this, you know, well, I feel like I don't need to tell our audience, but a lot of people, you know, when people come out with stories like this, it's like, well, you don't have any evidence. You know what I mean? But that's the expectation that they're like gathering, you know, doing what Alice fortunately had the wherewithal to do. And I guess fortunate for her too, that so much of it, you know, she was able to record and everything directly. Makes it crystal clear what was really going on here. That's likely the case in the vast majority of cases. And, you know, it's got to give people the benefit of the doubt.
All right, so we're going to talk about Boogie. I wanted to wait for you. So apparently Boogie got fired in this episode from the show. I don't believe them. I think they're all playing it up. He is this is why they made the show. You know, like there's no shot.
There's no show without him.
Yeah, he's like, it's just me and Wings of Redemption. I was like, what the? That's a horrible show. It's horrible. Here it is. Boogie sent Keem his gold play button to auction for charity, which is Keem's move, which is always pretty funny when he gets people.
What's left? That said, I also gave up my most prized possession. He mailed it at my cost to Keemstar. It's $200 to mail it. It's my gold play button. It's irreplaceable. It's not the modern one.
We're gonna auction it off for a cancer charity or something. Boogie wants it to go to St. Jude's. I'm fine with that.
Can we hold on?
And I think again, St. Jude.
And acknowledge that Keemstar has the most ugly background I've ever seen on YouTube.
Yeah. I said it looks like he's in the garage and the headlights of a car are lighting him.
That's true.
Ethan, could you close the chat on the video just in case?
What is this like ugly wood?
Oh, it keeps opening.
Thing. What even is that? Is that wallpaper?
I think it's just probably, who knows? It might be linoleum.
Might be in his basement, because I know he has an older house, maybe. It's been living there for a while.
I'm just so confused by that background.
Boogie says the play button is his most prized possession. At one point, he says he wanted to be buried with it. Do you think that's over the top? I know you revere those buttons, AB.
Well, it was a dream of mine for a long time. But yeah, once you get it, it's like, you know.
I don't get the hype around it. I mean, it's kind of cool, but
It's cool.
Yeah, it's more of what it represents.
It's not my most prized possession.
Yeah.
I certainly don't want to be buried with it.
No.
We don't even have it hanging up.
Yeah, I didn't even have it on the wall for Pete's
It's sitting on the shelf over there, the box.
We should buy it.
I thought about it. I wonder what it will go for. I would bid on it. I would pay up to like maybe 1 Bevo for it.
Really?
It's just a quantity of money now.
I think maybe a Bevo and a half.
A beef and a half?
How is it worth that?
It goes to charity. I mean, it's a donation to St. Jude's. That's good, right?
Wait, through who?
Through Keemstar.
Through Keemstar.
Okay.
Not through Boogie. They specifically say Boogie's not touching the money.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, that's why he mailed it to him. Anyway, here.
Jude's has been held accountable the most. I've raised money for St. Jude's in the past. I think it's a great charity. I've given money to St. Jude's very frequently. They're based out of Memphis. I like that they're in the South.
I don't believe
But they also have been found, Destiny, check me on this because I could be wrong. But I've been told that they give almost 100% of the money that you give goes directly to treating children. They're not one of these people that like spends a lot of it on awareness.
He goes on and on about it.
Hold on,
Nobody
wait,
cares
just a quick
about
thing.
this.
If you want to do this with other people, that's fine.
He nailed what he's doing.
Yeah.
Destiny. Like he's here.
No interest in the manipulator tactics. That whole like, check this, you can check this and verify this. And
No, I'm asking. I'm genuinely asking.
No, you don't need to ask me. Hold on, you don't need to ask me to verify the authenticity of St. Jude's. I'm sure that information is publicly available. I'm not here to offer you any condolences or to make you feel better or to appease you by asking me nonsense questions like that in order to seek sympathy
It's
or
not a
assurance.
nonsense
That's absolutely not what
I'm saying. I don't want to accidentally lie anymore. I'm just
accidentally lie.
You didn't accidentally.
Yeah, you never accidentally.
No, stop. Hold on. You didn't accidentally lie before. You intentionally lied multiple times. You said you had a confirmed cancer diagnosis. You lied about that. You said you were looking at Vera on the document. You lied about that. These were all confirmed lies.
It is my understanding that St. Jude's uses 100% of the money given. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, people will think it's a lie. So I'm just trying to be extra careful.
That's so ridiculous.
No, that's fine.
No, but
what you
we're
just said
backing up
before
to,
about
like,
accidentally lying, you weren't accidentally lying. You were that's why it's called a lie. You can't accidentally lie. That's just called being wrong. You intentionally lied before.
In the video, I was told by my doctor that I have polycythemia vera, and we're treating you for polycythemia vera.
He might have uttered those.
So this goes on. He was like, had this super, yes, sword boogie, gun boogie, knife boogie, saber boogie.
Oh my God.
You switched it? Yeah, thank you.
Gun boogie is so epic.
Gun boogie.
So epic. Those are different skins, right? Oh no, they're different fighters.
Yeah, different fighters.
Interesting. So yeah, he does this whole like nice guy redemption thing, and then once Destiny calls in, he starts tilting him so fucking bad, and just more and more and more deranged. Let's see. Here he straight up admits that the doctor never said he has cancer. Uh-oh. Actually, there was a revelation during this when he said, what was it he said that blew everyone's mind?
That he went home and Googled.
He Googled
I think this is it.
And that's how he came up with the cancer.
This is it. This is it.
He lied before.
In the video, I was told by my doctor that I have polycythemia vera, and we're treating you for polycythemia vera.
He might have uttered those words, maybe. He might. I know. I'm sure he said polycythemia, maybe. And he might have even said polycythemia vera. He never told you that you had cancer, though.
That's fair. That's true. I had to Google that.
Which is what we thought.
The thing is that somehow the combination of Destiny and Boogie, like Boogie can't lie out of the Destiny's questions for some reason. I don't know. I think it's because he seems to be like knowledgeable about this, and so every time Boogie tries to like manipulate, Destiny's like getting it right back on track, and he's revealing that he's just lying non-stop. He just can't help but lie. It's crazy.
This part is great.
Keemstar cracks me up.
Yeah.
He's just like in utter shock throughout this whole thing. At least, yeah, I don't know.
This is what you wanted, man. I don't buy this act that it's like, oh, this is such a tragedy.
It's totally an act. It's an act.
This is what you wanted.
No. That's why it's called a lie. You can't accidentally lie. That's just called wrong.
Polycythemia vera, and we're treating you for polycythemia vera.
He might have uttered those words, maybe. He might. I know. I'm sure he said polycythemia, maybe. And he might have even said polycythemia vera. He never told you had cancer.
Never out, agent. You got this.
I had to Google that.
I Googled it.
Which is what we thought.
God.
That's what we thought in the beginning. He probably
Googled it at
told
home and then made that video.
You probably Googled that. You might have thought that he said vera. Maybe he thought that he said vera, but he never said cancer. He never said cancer.
Polycythemia vera many times.
Oh my God, what just happened? Your doctor did not tell you you had cancer?
Right, that's why this is the very first question I asked when I came on your show 4 days ago. So I knew.
Again, my doctor, my basal cell carcinoma got referred to as a carcinoma. Right? They call it by the name of what it is.
Oh my God.
Break it down in layman's terms, my doctor never did. He just told me it was treatment.
I never did.
What's happening here? Did he realize like what he said was like so fucked up? He has to walk it back a little bit.
We watched the whole thing, so this is an hour and 30 into it. This whole time, he never revealed that he Googled it.
Right.
So when he said it here for the first time, it's like, what the fuck? You're still lying, because like we're still finding out new things.
Well,
and he like backtracks to skin cancer, like the easily cured skin cancer. Like he just started talking about something else with the basal cell.
His story up until now was like, the doctor says that I likely have this.
Yes. And therefore we're going to treat for it anyway.
But the doctor never told him he had cancer, but somehow he's treating it for 2 years.
Which I never heard of doctors like not actually like diagnosing you with what you have. It makes no sense.
He's lying about everything.
He later says that he's the one that requested the test.
Yeah, because now he wants to prove it, and he also says
that
he's,
sounds like a real emergency.
At this point, he's wishing that he has cancer.
I never did. That's what I said. He wants to be a victim.
Now it's like secondary polycythemia. This is the problem with like lying about this situation too. Literally, like okay, so you accidentally lie. How malicious does it seem? And everybody in this call will agree. Fucking 6 days ago, you're sitting there like, I'm looking at my portal. It says polycythemia vera. I screenshotted it, and I'm not going to send it to any of you guys. And then like literally 72 hours later, you're like, oh wow, it's just not there.
I googled it.
This is not like an accidental lie. It is a very malicious lie.
Keemstar pointed out that in one of these situations, I have pretty great difficulty once my brain kind of turns off. And he said right at the beginning of the show, he said he's seen it many times.
I will back you up, and that's true. But even in the confession, even once you're coming clean, you're still saying that your doctor told you had cancer. And the tweet that you put out after you confessed to be lying about this and you had no confirmation, my doctor is telling me I have cancer. Now, just now, we're finding out your
polycythemia vera is a cancer.
No, that's manipulation.
Bro, I know.
You keep saying that your doctor said the word cancer, and that we just found out now he didn't even do that.
I mean, he didn't say you have cancer. He said you have polycythemia which is a
Are you
form of
fucking
cancer.
being serious right now?
Just to be clear, I would be shocked. I also don't think it's true. I would be shocked if a doctor would tell you in technical terms about a particular cancer and not tell you that it's cancer, and then let a patient just go home and
have you
discover on their
Google
own,
it.
oh fuck, I have cancer, and even tell you it's disease wild.
That was 0% chance of happening. Yeah, it's phenomenal. I hate to say it, but Keemstar's this is a hell of a show. I watched this whole fucking thing. Again, I think it's probably peaked. I don't know how they're gonna capture this magic again, but it's so good.
Yeah, it's tough to top that.
I'm very invested. I'm very invested.
It's so good. When I flew to Sweden, I downloaded like a bunch of them. Mid-peak drama. I just listened to it on the plane.
That's great.
Like 4 hours worth.
Fuck it. I'm not even ashamed to admit it. Fuck it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it
is what it is.
I watched this whole lot.
Ride my dick.
You hear that, Keemstar? This might be the first time in my life I've willingly watched your content.
Over 2 hours of your content.
Yeah.
Keep up the pressure.
Let's see. Boogie talks about what he is paying for with the money he scammed with. Because he's been saying he's spending on medicine. Well, what are you spending it on then?
What's a unique treatment right now that you're taking for polycythemia vera that wouldn't apply to secondary polycythemia?
I don't know.
You're the one that said that you had to pay for all the medications. Didn't you say the cancer treatment was expensive? Well, what is the cancer treatment that you're paying for? What's the unique expensive cancer treatment?
We are doing monthly blood tests, which is expensive.
Blood test is like
That is not
$30.
cancer treatment.
By the way, a copay on a blood test is like $30.
Yeah.
If at all.
I think it's like 15.
I feel like you almost don't even pay for it, I think.
Depends on your health insurance.
Yeah.
At worst, it's going to cost you like $30.
Yeah.
Blood test.
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
Blood
a blood
test
test.
for anything. What do you mean?
I don't know. They're $70 a pop.
I do blood tests as well.
Okay, so 70, even at $70, it's not.
But that is not cancer treatment.
No. No.
Well, just to be clear, that was another lie, okay? Hold on, I just want to say for people, hold on, just for people that's listening, this is such
monthly blood test specifically for this.
You're such a you're a horrible person.
So you spend $70 a month.
Fuck yourself.
Can you pause it for a second?
You know what's funny? Because he spent this whole time being like, I'm a terrible person. I'm the worst. And then as soon as Destiny gets on, he goes, fuck you. Go fuck yourself. You're a terrible person.
So go to the next timestamp. It's the same part we're at, but I censored it out because there's a lot of F-bombs, like nonstop.
Oh, very good. Very good. Thank you. Good call.
I never did.
Very good call. Appreciate that.
No, you're a bad person. You're a horrible, abusive,
fireman in a goddamn Trump office. Okay, I'm sorry that I didn't make the choice of. No, I'm sorry.
It would take. Yeah, keep going.
Smear you.
Keep going.
You mocked a man.
You can smear me. I did. Listen,
No,
and if 20 volunteer firemen wouldn't be able to put out the fire that is your life right now, but
you listen. I might be a piece of shit. My dad, who died of cancer, also was a fucking volunteer fireman, by the way. Okay.
So he's trying to high road.
He's trying to deflect.
Because Destiny's been getting like mega canceled by every conservative for saying he doesn't give a fuck about the guy who died, which is whatever. You know what I mean? But he's trying to high road him.
And they're gonna say it. They're like, this is about you. Don't try to deflect right now.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Yes.
I don't know.
And this man was, I believe, a father. I believe was a husband, and he was only exercising his American fucking right.
It's so ridiculous.
Why are you deflecting to this?
He's just the high roading is insane. It's like Destiny did not kill him. I don't know if you're aware of that.
You lied about cancer. Let's get back to that.
Yeah.
Why are you just deflecting to something else?
He was a good American, and I love America. America's the greatest country on earth. It's like, okay, dude.
Yeah, you are.
I'm going to remind the audience what this piece of shit does. What this piece of shit uses his platform to do. This piece of shit.
You know what? I find what Destiny said inflammatory, but this is a clear deflection.
I'm exclusively watching Keem's box during all of this.
I mean, I'm impressed by his restraint of just shutting up.
Where are the SIGs, man? He knows when it's good
he learned a thing or two. He learned that.
He learned from us. I'll take credit.
Just be quiet, Keem. Let us enjoy the show.
As a connoisseur of our show, I think he learns a lot from me. I really do.
He's certainly trying with those sound bites too.
No.
Boogie tells Destiny that you are. Oh God, this comment was nuts. Listen to this.
Oh, you skipped one.
Oh, I did. Boogie argues like he's 8 years old.
He kept doing this towards the end. He just listened to it.
Here we go.
Confront yet. These are lies that he doesn't want to confront yet. You're lying about all the other stuff you're saying too, and I just caught you in it. You probably lie about almost everything. If we would have a long enough conversation, I could probably.
I'm not even fat. Look at me. I'm not even fat. Everything I say is a lie. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell me everything I say is a lie. Go right ahead. I'm not even fat.
I think about the cancer specifically.
You know, this is like a weird appeal to like who's more morally superior. Like,
None of this has to do. None of this is an appeal. Wait, no, hold on. None of this is an appeal to.
That was it. Let me speak. You got 20 minutes. You got 20 minutes. You got 20 minutes.
And
I get 5.
The fourth guy is Mudahar, because some people were asking who is the fourth guy.
Yeah.
He had bad connection, so he couldn't use his video.
Yeah.
110%. I rushed to the fucking internet to play victim because I was told I have polycythemia vera, which was a form of cancer.
How are you playing
Later,
victim?
My doctor treated me for it, but he told me until we get a test to know for
This
sure.
man, like 10 minutes ago, said that you're right. The doctor never told me I had cancer.
And then Destiny is asking, what is the treatment you're getting? And all he said is blood test?
Blood test. $70.
The doctor said I needed a physical because I have cancer.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of things that they could be checking in his blood that's not cancer related. I mean, like anybody, frankly.
All right.
We're not going to treat. We're going to treat you as if you have. And I rushed to judge.
Bussy at some point?
People are saying you called him Bussy.
I didn't catch that, but the chat is all saying
hear it.
you said
Bussy?
Bussy.
That's funny. We go to the next timestamp if you want.
No.
Team deathmatch.
No.
No need to keep a low
I like where this is going.
No, because I wanted to play the victim. I wanted the fucking attention. It was 2 years ago. It was a shitty thing to fucking do. I did it. I'm a piece of
Eliminate
shit.
all hostiles.
But there can be 2
No
pieces
need
of shit
to
here.
interrogate anybody.
And that's all I'm saying.
That's true.
No one's denying that.
not wrong.
I'll gladly play the villain or be the villain. All I'm saying is that all the other stuff that you've been confronted on this lie, and if you spend enough time in a room, I can unravel your whole life, okay? Because you lie very poorly,
You're
okay?
the worst manipulators I've ever met. I've seen your. I've never really watched you before this. But I've watched you since this bullshit. I've seen you try to fucking deflect. I've seen you try to manipulate. You're everything that you see in me. You're everything that you see in me. You are a piece of human garbage, man. Piers Morgan's right. Piers
You
Morgan.
want to, you'd like to
So pathetic. What he's trying to do.
Boogie, you lied about cancer
Yeah, come on, man.
for 2 years.
Yeah.
Not used to this level of scrutiny!
Yeah, I don't care what Piers Morgan said about Destiny. At this exact moment, I'm not interested in that. So that's cool. We love
You're
that about
transmitting
it.
great info.
Wait, hold on. If you'd like to levy activity, you could be another person in a long line of people who have lost their internet careers trying to take me down as some like.
I've already lost my.
So where are we? We're oh, this comment, I was like, dude, what? What?
I want to say, listening to you talk is like, you are one of the nerds I would have thrown out of the Magic Gathering.
Can I get?
Says, you are one of the nerds I would have thrown out of a Magic Gathering again.
That is the single lamest sentence I have
Dude,
ever heard in
nerd
my
on nerd
life.
violence.
This man
No.
went anti-nerd on Destiny. I would have shoved you in a locker, bro. Like, Boogie, what the fuck are you doing? Shut up.
I think it's never been this clear to me how much of a pathological liar he is and a manipulator.
Yeah.
Have you ever changed your mind?
Yeah, this is pretty good.
Crazy. It's so
Pretty
crazy.
good. It's pretty good.
I just need like 1 minute to explain it. He ran. He's trying to.
I will play. I'm going to play moderator just so we can get a little back and forth. We'll let Dustin.
Okay, hold on. This part was my favorite. This was so fucking funny. In the context of everything he's been saying. He says here, he had to change doctors recently, which complicated things. Why did he change doctors?
What does that mean?
And when you asked him, he didn't tell you that it was a blood cancer? He just memed on you?
He did memed on me? What the fuck? He's a doctor.
Yeah,
Yeah, a doctor that would tell you you have fucking cancer. If you ask, what is this thing that's a blood cancer?
Number one, and I'm going to be, this is very rude of me here.
You're down,
This doctor doesn't speak very good English. It's why I don't see him anymore.
Was there Dr. Gupta?
No, I don't.
The doctor that diagnosed him with cancer does not speak English well.
Well, there we go. Now we know what went wrong.
He keeps coming up with
Yeah.
lies even now.
I can't understand what he says, so I just changed doctor.
And that's why he didn't know he had cancer for sure, because he didn't understand the English.
I mean, he's like, this is very rude of me to say.
It's insane, actually. But he understood his English good enough to understand like a very complicated long word, Vera by Milius Varus, whatever you call it.
You can understand that.
Yeah. What the hell, bro? Like he understood that complicated phrase enough to like remember, go home and Google it. That's crazy.
I don't think it was an Indian accent.
Wait, hold on. He doesn't speak good English. His English is so bad that you couldn't understand what he was like telling you enough, but you could hear him enough to hear polycythemia.
Right. That's what I said. Right.
Yeah. I made him repeat it because I'm like, I don't understand what that is. And he goes, well, this is your red blood cell count tonight. Red blood, we have to do this.
He's doing
red
like
blood cell count tonight.
Your red blood cell count high.
Boogie, stop.
Your red blood cell count high.
Come on. This is beyond.
This is the greatest piece of content that the internet produces.
Boogie's a piece of shit for what? Goddamn, is this unfair.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I don't buy the whole.
Funnier. When Ela sent to the group chat that it was good, I was like, oh, I'm excited. Because the few times you endorse something, I know it's going to be good. I think the last thing was the Vitali stuff you were watching.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Ela was deep into that. I wasn't even, she was watching it by herself. I wasn't even watching it.
I couldn't turn it off.
I sent the clip and Ela's like, link.
Okay, but he didn't tell you it was cancer. You asked him about it. He didn't tell you it was cancer.
No, it was my primary doctor.
We're facing
that used the
mission
word cancer.
failure, Agent.
Oh, my primary
Oh, it was a
doctor.
different. Oh. Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
There's multiple
A
doctors.
family doctor, a primary doctor, not an oncologist, not a specialist.
Right.
Yeah.
Analyzed his blood results and said you have cancer, 0% chance. What they do if they see something concerning is they send you a specialist, an oncologist probably, to analyze, and they're not going to tell you they have cancer. Your cancer, bro.
So many doctors in a situation like this, and so many specialists, and it's like endless.
Listen, Boogie, I have terrible news. He goes, your red blood cells are a little high. I think you have cancer.
Yep.
Not used to this level of scrutiny!
That's what I did, according to Dr. Doolittle.
The next one, I had to make an edit as well, but just some context leading up to this. Boogie then suddenly is like talking about suicide, and he's like, just, you know, I don't even know how he got into this, but if anyone out there struggling with this, it gets better. And then everyone's like, what are you talking about? Like, Destiny's like, no, I'm not going to let you get away with that. Yeah, he's like, don't commit suicide, and then it leads into this.
It's a shame that he took it there because obviously it's such a understandably sensitive topic, but it seems pretty obvious just that he's grasping at any out he can find. But anyway, here it is.
Who I'm very close with, by the way. We've seen each other for 12 years. I consider him a friend. He's a good guy.
His doctor.
Destiny, based on everything.
Wait. You haven't seen him in 12 years?
Is your friend?
Wait. You just said you haven't seen him in 12 years?
What? Did he?
The guy who said he has cancer?
Wait, I missed that.
Telling you enough, but you could hear him enough to hear polycythemia vera and Google it.
I made him repeat it because I'm like, I don't understand what that is. And he goes, well, this is your red blood cell count tonight. Your red blood, we have to do this. The red blood cell count tonight. Okay.
But he didn't tell you it was cancer. You asked him about it. He didn't tell you it was cancer.
No, it was my primary doctor that used the word cancer. My primary doctor.
Oh, this.
That is
Wait, now I'm
bullshit.
just so confused. The doctor who doesn't speak English well.
Was the specialist.
That's the one that didn't say cancer.
The
and
one
now
that didn't say cancer.
He's revealed this new layer.
His primary doctor that says he has cancer. But then the specialist he went to, who doesn't speak English too good, said, you have a high red blood cell
That was
count.
hardly by the book,
And then
Agent.
That's it. Good.
Who I'm very close with, by the way. We've seen each other for 12 years.
Oh, seen each
I
other
consider him
for
a
12
friend.
years.
He's a good guy.
Destiny, based on everything that you know about this from Boogie's
Your
answers,
doctor
do you
is
think it's
watching
possible he
this?
still has cancer?
Is that what he said?
Did he say he's probably watching this?
Is he talking about his brother that's the doctor?
It kind of sounds like it.
Maybe that's who he's referring to. He's like, I've known this guy for like 30 years or whatever, 50 years, however old he is. I don't know.
It's possible, yeah, of course. It's even possible that he actually does have polycythemia vera. It's possible, but if he did have it, I think it would be just through sheer luck or stupidity, because he's misrepresented so much of the story up to this
So what do you think I have? What's your best guess?
Nothing, in my opinion.
What did I say last year?
Yeah.
How do we know what you have?
Obesity.
Well, yeah, that is definitely one of the many things I have. Well, I can't,
It's come to, well, what do you think I have
Yeah.
then?
Diagnose me.
Let's see here. There's